Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Patito Plays here. Sorry, I had to cut this into two because I was running out of battery on the camera. So let's keep talking about the deck lists from China. We are going over Chengdu City Challenge. Sorry if I butchered the name of the city. So I got a little bit confused because most of these decks are best of one, but the winning deck seemingly has a sideboard included. I don't know why. I don't know if it's missing from the other lists for some reason. But it's basically Kaisa, including a mech package of Forecaster, Jammer, and Pharaoh's Forerunner. It's running Thermo Beam, Rocket Barrage, and Progress Day as weird inclusions, but because I think it is a best of one tournament, these cards make sense in here. Those are specific against some matchups. Then we have this sideboard here, but because the event is best of one, I think. I don't know what is this doing here. Let me just do some adjustment to the lighting here. Okay. So, okay. Let's keep moving on, because this is a pretty standard Kaisa list. So on the third place we have Lucian, and this is cool. So we have Lucian Purifier, Legend, with Battlefields Sunken Temple, Orn's Forge, and Forge of Fluft. This is the attach it, gives you the ability to attach an equipment that is already attached, I think. No, you can just attach an equipment to a unit. And then Orn's Forge reduces the cost of playing gear, and Sunken Temple, if you conquer with a 5 might unit, you might pay 1 to draw. Then it's running 3 Jammer, 3 Sea Monkey, 2 First Mate, a couple of weapons here, 3 Doran's Blade, 3 X Drinker, 3 Longsword, 2 Bone Shiver. Jesus, so much equipment. Oh my god. How does this guy doesn't run out of creatures to equip them to? Then we have 2 other Lucians in the main deck, makes sense. I think this Lucian is pretty good. Then 3 Kaisa Survivor, which it's a source of draw in this deck, because you're gonna run out of creatures if you just run this much equipment and spells. Then 1 Pharaoh's Forerunner, because it's an amazing red card, and 3 Ruin Runner. 2 Blood Rush, 2 Punch First, 2 Challenge, 2 Confront, 3 Relentless Pursuit, which is a Lucian signature spell. Move a friendly unit, you may attach an equipment with the same controller to it. This turn, that unit has, when I conquer, you may move me to my base. So basically you can conquer and go back. It's really cool because you want to save your units, you don't have all that many. So preserving them must be very important to this deck. That might also explain why he lost to Kaisa on the semi-finals, because the finals were Kaisa against Kaisa. Removal must be very tough on this deck. Unless you have Ruin Runner, they cannot interact with. Yeah, this guy also runs sideboard. I don't know. Some lists have sideboard, some doesn't. Action, as I've said in my Lucian video, if you've seen, it's better than Thermo Beam because you don't want to break your own equipment. Piercing Light and Brain Heat Thundersong. Wow. Never thought I would see it in a deck list. At least a deck list that is not running here to help. Let's go back, let's watch. So we have Fiora and Draven, 2 Dravens on this top 8. Let's look at the Draven list now. So let's go down here. So Glory's Executioner Draven with 5 Chaos runes and 7 Fury runes. It is running River's Row, Dragon's Peak and Dreaming Tree. It's running 2 Draven Vanquisher, one is the chosen champion and the other one is in the deck. It's running 3 Spinning Axe. I think card is insane. I can understand why he's playing it. So then we have a bunch of bounces and combat tricks basically, which is basically Draven is gonna try to play the same game that Annie is, except he has a different bonus, which is you get to draw every time you win a combat, while Annie gives you runes to play in your opponent's turn. But they are pretty much the same thing. I just don't know which one is better. This Draven is running only 1 Kai'Sa compared to my list that had 3. And it's including Pharaoh's Forerunner, makes a lot of sense. And as you can see, this list doesn't have sideboard, so I'm weirded out. I don't know if the tournament had sideboard, but some people thought it didn't, because in China most tournaments don't have sideboard. And they were caught off guard. I don't know. I don't know why some lists have sideboard and some don't. Let's look at the Fiora list from top 8. So Fiora is playing a similar game to Set. It has basically the same units except Unsung Hero, which makes a lot more sense in Fiora. And it's playing BF Sword to buff Unsung Hero and the other units, but it's buffing the Unsung Hero. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. You want to make him 5 might so you can draw a card when it dies. Actually, draw 2 cards when it dies. So it's running Fiora Worthy on the chosen champion zone. It's running 3 Fiora Victorious and running 2 Kiana. And what else? It's running 1 Riposte, which is the counter, the new counter, the shows its signature spell of Fiora. Choose a friendly unit and a spell, counter that spell and give that unit might equal to the spell's energy cost this turn. Man, this is a blowout if it counters a Time Warp, I'll tell you that. Then we have 2 Sabotage, 2 Challenge, 1 Strike Down. I think it's a similar split to what I put in my deck list, 2 Challenge and 1 Strike Down. It will come up sometimes, the ability of Strike Down to unequip. Punch First is just an amazing card, and then on the sideboard, Fiora Peerless makes a lot of sense, we had already talked about it. But Divine Judgment, I didn't talk about this one. It's each player chooses 2 units, 2 gears, 2 runes, and 2 cards in their hands, recycle the rest. This is pretty great in a couple of matchups, especially against like Kai'Sa. You get to destroy a lot of their resources and you can keep yours. Especially because they don't really play gears. So they're just going to go down to 2 runes and 2 creatures, and you get to keep all your creatures with their respective gear. And some of your creatures, when they die, they draw you cards anyway, so you're not just gonna keep 2 cards in your hand, because you have to resolve all of Divine Judgment, and then you get to draw these cards from Unsung Heroes and stuff. Yeah, if you get to combo Unsung Hero with Divine Judgment, you become so far ahead in the game. That is ridiculous. Yeah, what else is here that is interesting? So there's also a top 8 Yasuo that is running green Yasuo on the chosen champion zone, and it's running 3 Irelia Fervent, 3 Lonely Porter, 2 Overzealous Fan. So this is basically the old list from Yasuo with Mind Splitters and stuff, but it's running Navari Scout, Stella Corn Herder, and Irelia Fervent. It's also running Heart of Dark Eyes. I told you the card is insane, and obviously it made the cut here. because if you get to give 3 might to your green Yasuo, suddenly he kills like 9 might units. It's running also 1 last breath. Amazing. Never thought I would see that card in a competitive Yasuo list, because I think it's a bit too expensive. It's also not running that card that gives +1 when you're attacking or defending. This one is also a sideboard, so it has Feral Strength, not so fast, Rebuke, Twonk, Defy, Gust, and Charm on the sideboard. All very good spells. It's probably just to make tweaks on the deck depending on the matchup. I'm surprised he's running Adaptatron in order to kill gears. I thought for sure that the other guy that enter and destroy gears right away would be better than this, because this one requires you to conquer. But yeah, this is the Chengdu City Challenge. Let's look into another one, Tianjin City Challenge. So this one has a top 4 completely dominated by Draven. So first place Draven, second place Draven, top 4 Draven, and then Irelia in there somewhere. And then top 8 has 1 Mastery, 2 Kaisa, and another. No, this Draven. I think there's a top 8 list missing here. Yeah, there is. Maybe it's this guy, maybe it's just missing. But let's look at the winner Draven. So winner Draven is running Power Nexus is a hard one. Units can't be played here. Rockfall Path. This is probably to counter something like Deadbloom Predator. And Targan's Peak. Then for the units, it's running 3 Overzealous Fan, 2 Tide Turner, pretty good card, 3 Treasure Hunter. It has 2 Draven, just like the other list we've seen. It's running 1 more Kaisa, so 2 Kaisas here, 3 Darius, 2 Vex. Okay, that's a cool one. So Vex, while I'm in combat, friendly spells cost 1 energy and 1 power less to a minimum of 1 energy, and enemy spells cost 1 energy and 1 power more. So this makes interacting in combat a nightmare for your opponent, and it's so much better to you. Then we have 3 Cleave, 2 Stack Deck. Only 2 Stack Deck, that's weird. Why is there a sideboard here? The deck list was called best of 1. So 3 Falling Star, 3 Fight or Flight, 1 Hard Bargain, 1 Rebuke. I've been liking 1 Hard Bargain because you can only counter spells in this game and gear in spells, so most of the time you just want to have 1 Hard Bargain. At most I would keep the others in the sideboard. Then we have 2 Right Wind and 1 Switcheroo. I've been playing a lot of Switcheroo, and I can tell you that 1 or 2 is the best number to have, because your opponent will be always like, oh my god, what if he has Switcheroo, and you just run 1 and you blow him out with it once. He'll be scared shitless for the rest of the game. It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling to have. I can tell you that. Then we have Irelia Blade Dancer with the classic, I'll call it classic because I've seen a similar list before this one, but it's running Dreaming Tree. Obviously it's the best battlefield for Irelia. Then Back Alley Bar, and then the Paper Tree. When I hold here, each player discards 1... Wait, what? Each player channels 1 rune exhausted. Okay. So it's rewarding you if your opponent holds, because this deck doesn't really want to hold. You want to always be conquering and running away. So it runs Irelia Fervent as the chosen champion, and another Irelia Fervent in the main deck. 2 Stelacorn Herder, 3 Treasure Hunter. As you notice here, it's just 6 units in the main deck. and so you have to be very careful to protect your units, but it's what this deck does best, because it runs 3 Guardian Angel, 2 Zonia's Hourglass, and then you run 3 Defy, 2 Not So Fast, 1 Flash, 2 Fight or Flight. This deck is all about protecting your units and trying to conquer and run away, basically. And then you have Boots of Swiftness, which is the equipment that gives ganking and +2 might. Yeah, and it still has a sideboard here with 2 additional Flash, 1 additional Hard Bargain, 1 Not So Fast, 2 Twonk, 1 Possession. Obviously 3 Defined Dance, I didn't point it out, but it's just a so efficient combat spell that you would always run 3 of Firelli's signature spell. Then what do we have here in Mastery's list? Okay, this is a bit different. It's similar to the one we saw previously, except it has 2 more Clockwork Keeper. I also think 8 is the correct number for 2 drops, mathematically speaking. Then we have 2 First Mate, 2 Akshan, 3 Navari Scout, 3 Ruin Raider, and just 1 single White Flame Protector. It's running 2 Guardian Angel, 2 Trinity Force. 2 Trinity Force. Oh, Trinity Force makes a lot of sense in Mastery. You kinda wanna hold in this deck. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Because it gives +2, and your Mastery is gonna give +2 also. So if you play like a Clockwork Keeper turn 1, you equip Trinity Force on turn 2, it suddenly is a 6 Might Defender. What's your opponent gonna do about it on his turn 2? Yeah, this is a pretty good list. Then it's running 1 Not So Fast in the main deck, 2 Twonk. And for the sideboard, let's point out cool new things. So there's 1 Janna here. Janna says reaction, so you can play it on your opponent's turn. When you play me, heal your units here, then move an enemy unit from here to its base. So I think this can only heal like that spell damage, but it's still pretty cool. It's probably better against Kai'Sa and stuff like that, because they have falling stars and other stuff that is gonna try to damage your units before attacking or something like that. You're also running an Yielding Spirit, Not So Fast, which is also pretty good against Kai'Sa. Disarming Rake, which I thought this was gonna replace Adaptatron, that's why I was shocked to see it on the Yasuo list. When you play me, you may kill a gear, it's very straightforward. I guess Adaptatron gets some more value out of it. And because we've already seen Kai'Sa's list, I'm not gonna look into these ones. You guys can check it out. I'll leave the links in the description. I want to round out this video, so let's look at the last tournament, the Guangzhou City Challenge. So this was actually won by Victor. Let's look at this. So this Victor list, man, that was spicy. It's all spells. So this is the Victor list that is running all spells. Okay. So it's running Victor Innovator, 3 Bellows Breath, 3 Stupefy, 3 Blood Money, 3 Cold Weak. How many Facebreaker? 3 Facebreaker, 3 Hidden Blade, 3 Wages of Pain, 3 Vengeance, 3 Drag Under, 3 Falling Comet, Imperial Decree, also 3 Imperial Decree, 3 Blast of Power, 3 Singularity. Sideboard, it's 3 Salvage, 3 King's Edict, and 2 Divine Judgment. What a crazy list. Man. So basically this is running zero units besides Victor Innovator. And it's probably just to stay on base and give you recruits whenever you cast your spells on your opponent's turn, because that's what Victor does. However, you have to kinda protect it, and you have nothing to protect. Huh, weird. So it's just to give you value while you can. But your opponent is gonna aim all the removal he has at Victor. Because, you know, you don't have anything else to kill, so why care? Man, what an amazing list. How did this win? Okay. So, oh my god, a Lux. This tournament looks insane. Let's look at the second place Draven and compare it to the winner Draven from the other tournament. So this guy is running Draven, purple Draven as chosen champion, and this list also is very low in creatures. It doesn't have any Kaisos, it doesn't have any Darius. He's running Vex, 3 Vex, 3 Noxus Hopeful, 3 Treasure Hunter, 2 Tide Turner, and 3 Overzealous Fan. And then it's just a bunch of tricks and bounces and cleave, cold shot. Oh my god, this list. And then the sideboard is running 3 Pharaoh's Forerunner, 1 Sudden Storm, 1 Switcheroo, 1 Boots of Swiftness, and 2 Angle Shoot. Yeah, this is a very spicy Draven list. Let's look at Luke's third place finish. So, Luke's Lady of Luminosity. It's running the Grand Plaza. If you have 7 units here, win the game. Oh, so it's a tokens deck, okay. When you hold here, each player channels 1 run exhausted and Valmos Lair. Okay, so let's look at the list now. It's running chosen champion Lux, the yellow Lux. What's it called? Crown Guard. It basically gives you energy to play spells. And it's running Forecaster, which is the mech that gives other mechs vision. Honest Broker, which is the Death Knell play Gold Gear token. And Plundering Portal, when I conquer, you play a Gold Gear token exhausted. Card Sharp also gives Gold Gears. And then it's running Jace and the combo that I used in my Renata deck, which is basically you play Jace and it says when you play me, kill a friendly gear. If you do, you may play a gear with energy cost no more than 7 from your hand this turn, ignoring its energy cost. And what you want to be playing is Vanguard Armory, which is a 7 energy gear that costs 1 power that you still have to pay, but taps to play 3 recruit tokens. And you may play them at different locations. That's amazing. It's running 1 Echo. It's the guy that has Accelerate and Death Knell. Recycle me to ready your runes. That's amazing. This list is so creative. I love it. So then it's running Below's Breath. Cold a Week makes sense if you're running tokens. Wages of Pain, which also gives gold gears. You need gold to activate Jace, basically. Then Dragander. Imperial Dragander is in the list just because it triggers Lux, I think. You don't really play it from the top of the deck or something like that. It's running Progress Day and 1 Progress Day, 3 Imperial Decree, 3 Recruit the Vanguard, 3 Singularity, 2 Time Warp. So it's basically trying to get to Time Warp state and then use it to win. Man, I love this list. If I had to guess, this list lost to Draven and not to Victor, because I think this list would crush this Victor that is in first place. Because if you ever play that gear that puts 3 tokens every turn, I don't think Victor's list has enough removal to deal with it. And then the top 8 is all Kaisas and all Dravens. Let's just pick a random Draven here from the top 8 and look at the list. So it also has Draven, it has Overzealous Fan, Pouty Poro, I haven't seen this in Draven lists, Tide Turner, Treasure Hunter, one Rek'Sai. This is pretty cool because Rek'Sai can give Accelerate to your chosen champion. 2 Kaisa, 3 Noxus Hopeful, 3 Darius, 2 Pharaohs Forerunner, 2 Longsword, 3 Spinning Axe, 1 Sun Disc. Yeah, it's pretty standard list. It's very different from the other ones, obviously, but it's what you come to expect from Red Purple. Nothing super crazy like that Lux or that Victor, that's for sure. Another Rek'Sai on the sideboard. Why would you do that? Why would you need another Rek'Sai on the sideboard? Yeah, guys, these lists are crazy. That's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at what the Chinese meta looks like, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.